one more time. It's a joy to have you. My name is Maurizio Benazzo.
My name is Aya Benazzo.
And we are speaking to you from the unceded territory of the South Palm and coastal Miwok, commonly known as, in the colonial term, Sebastopol, California. So you get a feeling geographically of where we are. Today we have a panel.
Incredible
panel with awesome musicians, artists, and the title of the panel is Music for Palestine.
And the first song you heard coming into the meeting is from the movie, and the composer is Armand Amar. We will mention a little bit later about his work and his music, but we were very grateful to collaborate with him. And he beautifully wove in Shira's music and Farah's music and created a beautiful soundtrack for the film.
So yeah, if you have seen the movie, you probably know that. Hopefully, hopefully you appreciated the music. Yeah, Armand is fantastic. Should we read some bio so we introduce our guests? So we get into the thing. So should we start with the boy? Shadi Zaqtan.
Wait, no boy for it.
I should know. I start with Ashira. Start with Ashira Darwish. Ashira's relationship with Sufi whirling and music was fundamental to her personal development. Growing up, she learned to play different instruments, but most of all, she loved to sing. She joined every choir in town. In 2001, as the second Palestinian Intifada broke out, her focus switched from singing to chanting political chants and slogans at protests and rallies. She wrote her first song, we all know, about the search for the love of God and meaning. So here is Ashira. Welcome, Ashira.
She's also a mama of Yassin.
A double mama,
Double mama.
Yeah. Thank you.
First video of Yassin.
His first Zoom meeting with us.
I'm trying to put him to sleep. It's not working. He wants to be awake and watch everybody.
Then we have Farah Siraj, a Jordanian music ambassadress. Farah balances a career that spans the United States, Europe, and the Middle East. Farah currently leads an ethnically diverse quintet of Arabian flamenco jazz with world-class musicians from the Middle East, Europe, the United States, and South America. As a humanitarian, Farah focuses on raising awareness about the consequences of war and violence and advocates for the right of women, refugees, and animals. Thank you, Farah. Nice to have you with us.
Welcome, Farah. And we met through, I came across your song, If I Must Die, based on the poem of Refat Al-Arir. And when I heard your voice and when I heard the song, it just hit straight in my heart and allowed me to actually grieve, to really feel deeply the loss that was early on. Now we're 8 months into the genocide, but early on in the genocide, and really gave me a permission to weep and grieve. So your music was, and then you gracefully agreed to allow us to include the song in the film. So thank you so much.
Of course, it's my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
So then we have Maysa Daw. Maysa is a Palestinian musician from Haifa, skillfully blends indie music with Arabic influence. Her work, which explores themes of love, breakup, and politics, incorporate traditional Arabic music elements and modern sounds, reflecting her personal experience and socio-political awareness. And also she has a unique integration of Palestinian dabka in her tracks, which is very cool. So thank you, Maysa, for being with us. It's a joy to have you with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for having me.
And last but not least, the boy, Shadi, my brother. Shadi Zaqtan is a pioneering Palestinian musician, renowned for his unique blend of traditional blues with Arabic tones and lyrics. Shadi works poignantly Shadi's work poignantly captures the socio-economic reality and the everyday life of Palestinian, challenging his experience and cultural heritage into his music. Basically, his music is recognized as the Palestinian blues. Is the genre of Palestinian blues.
Very nice, thank you. And I am the minority. Me and you are the minority here, the
I
boys.
know. And that way, hopefully the world will be a better place. When the men will be the minority, we know we will have a much better place, because so far we messed it up big time.
That's why
But
we should.
thank you, brother.
Yes, welcome. Happy to be here. Happy to be with you.
So,
Well, let's see. Maybe we can start with Maysa and Shadi. Shadi, are you currently in Palestine?
No, currently in Berlin. I've been here for a month.
But
now.
You go back and forth, yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe we can start with the two of you, and then Ashira, please step in. Like, give us a sense of what it means to be a Palestinian musician, artist in Palestine at this time, but also at, at any time. Like, what is it, the reality you have to face to offer your gifts and your music and to reflect willingly or unwillingly on what's happening on your land? I heard you, Maysa, said that first you fell in love with music, and then you realized the context within which you were raised. So first was the love for music, and then it came the awareness of the occupation.
Yeah. Answering your question, for me and my experience being a Palestinian artist means you cannot only be an artist for the art's sake. As much as you try, and I think many musicians or artists can agree with me that we really, I would really love to be able to do music just because I want to do music, but I think being Palestinian brings a lot of responsibilities with it. And I do really feel responsible for being able to, I do feel responsible that I do have to talk about these specific things, first of all, because I am very much aware that I am very privileged, that I have the option to sing, and I have the option to do what I love. And, if you want to go into, there's a lot of complications, me being from Haifa, and I am aware that I'm very privileged. And at the same time, as a person, I don't think I can even do music without talking about the situation, because it literally does affect every little aspect in our lives. Like it affects our love life, it affects our work, it affects our daily life, it affects our literally everything, like every aspect you can think of. So I do believe that being an artist, one of the artist's roles is to document what is happening and to talk about what is happening. And for me, I don't feel that I have another choice, because this is my life, and I do talk about my life and my music. So yeah, it's a constant challenge of just wanting to do art for the sake of art, and on the other hand being very much tied to whatever is happening and whatever is going on, and having that responsibility to like work with that. Yeah, in short.
Yeah.
And do you also experience censorship? Or
Oh, of course. Actually, since the start of this recent war, I was not able to, like if we're just talking about social media at the moment, I was not able to talk about anything since the beginning of the war. Actually, today sharing this link for this talk was the first time I ever post anything from the beginning of from the 7th of October. The amount of arrests that were happening since then until now is insane. the amount of threats every person is getting, every person that is sharing anything, and to put things more into context. So I'm from Haifa. The passport that I hold is Israeli. I live in what is now called, Israel under Israeli law. So I am very much tied to like whatever it is. And I remember the first day I shared like a news article on my feed, and I got tens of death threats from random people. And we did hear about extremists going under people's houses and staying there for days, waiting for them to move in and out. And other than, the hundreds of arrests that a lot of us heard about and that we know, also for fellow artists and also for people getting kicked out of their jobs and their university. So honestly, it's been a hell of a ride. And for me personally, not that I want to, talk about only that, but it's been a hell of a ride to be able to first of all, grasp the idea that I am like literally muted, and like if I speak any small thing, I can lose a lot and go through a lot and put my family in danger, not only myself. And it's been really hard. It's been really challenging, which is a minor challenge considering everything that is happening in Gaza and in the West Bank. But still, it is very much a challenge. So censorship has risen like 1,000% ever since the 7th of October. And I think each one of us are trying their best to be able to talk about it more and to be able to sing about it more. And here we are.
Yeah. And
thank you for being here
Thank
today
you.
with us.
Thank you.
And Shadi, what's your perception as a musician? How has impacted you this?
The occupation is personal. It's not a state occupying you. This is how it sounds like. But occupation is personal. It's between each and one of us and the occupation itself. There is a nuclear state that occupies you personally. Occupies your day, occupies your everything with levels of censorship. The censorship that Maysa has to go through is different than the one I have to go through. And I live on the other side of the wall, so that you also have a perspective. In Ramallah, it's the other side of the wall in the Palestinian territories. That are double controlled, not only by the Israeli army and intelligence, but also by the Palestinian Authority. Also, you can be arrested by 7 different forces for a post on Facebook. You don't know where you will be in one of those places. So for an artist, we go back to what you asked before. I agree with Maysa again that you cannot dodge it. You cannot talk about something else. I mean, what else? What else are you going to talk about? Maybe you can escape it for a song or two. But if you want to be honest with yourself and with everybody else, you have to talk about what you're really feeling. And it's called occupation. It occupies even the places for other songs. It occupies the places for blues songs or love songs, or a song about the environment, or the song about the dolphins. Or now it's all occupied with soldiers and politicians and a state that is refusing to admit that it is a racist state. It's still, we are in 2024. We got to Mars. And you still have to identify and explain to the world every time what is a massacre and what is occupation and what is. So the mission of an artist is very complicated. Actually, it's you have these tools. You have yourself as a tool and the talent that you found yourself with. We all worked on our music, I am sure, but also you found a talent, a present, a gift from life, from Allah, from the energy, from the force, from whatever, and you have to do something with it. Your test in life is to do something with it. So you try to do your best, and the more you want to simplify it, the more you will talk about your surrounding. and your surrounding is literally occupied by a nuclear state.
Well, thank you, Shadi.
Welcome.
We want to break the talking with some music, so I'm trying to find a rhythm for us. Maybe let's play a Ashira song before we go to Ashira, and then we will move like this with a song and some talking. So, Sarah, can you share with us? Help me, Ashira.
شمس تضيء نار قلبي فلتتجلى يا إلهي فلتتجلى 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 فلتتجلى
This song is in my head, Ashira. I want you to know often during the day, because part of being in the mood, I sing it. I go in the garden working with my tomatoes and I sing this song, so you know.
Tell you that that's my head in the picture.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna tell you guys how this song came to living. That's actually Shadi.
Oh, fantastic! In the picture.
In the picture.
Yes, yeah, that's Shadi. So the way this song came to life is, as I said, I used to go to chant to the protests, and Shadi had our second house in Ramallah. He had an amazing bar called Maghara. And after every protest, that was how we would go back and celebrate that we're still alive and that we didn't get killed. Sometimes we would come into the bar with with crutches. Sometimes we would come with bleeding heads. And it was the only safe place that we could go, also because the Palestinian Authority was after us and not many places would welcome us. So Shadi's place was the safety, the sanctuary. And I would go after chanting and losing my voice sometimes. I would sit and Shadi would get the guitar out and everybody would start jamming. And it was just the most, I think it's also part of the reason we didn't suffer so much trauma, because we had that outlet. We had that outlet of music, to be sitting together, to be coming together after everything that we would experience. After burying our friends, we would go together and sit and sing about all of our emotions. We would have a place to let them out. And that's all I used to do. And I would sing with Shadi until Shadi made Falsafatazalla actually into a song. And he's the one who took me to Belgium to record it, because I probably would have never done such a thing. It was just a song for me to release, and the long chant that I would just release all of my rage. And he was like, do you want to come to, there's an opportunity with this band in in Belgium. Do you want to come and record? And I was like, yeah, why not? And we're going to make this into a song. Really? And that's how it happened.
Song already, it was a song.
But yeah, it was that how that's how it gave life. And it was, I think, part of, sorry, Yassine, part of the tragedy we had in Ramallah, and the I think the lack of space is when Shadi left and we lost that space. And I know that so many artists now struggle because there isn't much spaces to actually to express your emotions and to express what you're going through.
Yeah, and Ashira, for you also music has been instrumental not only for your activism but also for your healing. From
Sorry,
we can come back to you if you need to be with Yassine. Yeah, we'll come back. Yeah. Take care of him. Okay. Farah, when I mean, your music and your voice, it's so incredibly beautiful. And when did you begin to also weave in social justice and also the Palestinian cause for liberation in your work and in your music? And perhaps you could also share how you came to write the song with the lyrics, Refaat al-Harrir.
Of course. So, I grew up in Jordan, and, I can't even begin to imagine what it's like to be a Palestinian. I did not live under occupation. I'm merely an ally. And I can only stand in solidarity. And for me, music is my way of expressing that. But growing up in Jordan, a lot of my friends were Palestinians, and I would hear, stories that were coming out of Palestine, of people being tortured, of people being killed, injustices that were continuous. The world is waking up now, but we were hearing these stories even before I was a teenager, before I even knew how violent the world could really be. And so I was aware that all of this injustice was happening in Palestine. But as I grew older and music became my way of expressing myself, it just amplified for me the need to stand in solidarity with Palestine and with Palestinians. And so I've been, and in general with people living under occupation and war and violence, it's very important that we all stand with them. And so, we also have to fight the censorship that as much as we can, and try to amplify and try to echo the voices of the people who are literally risking their lives in Palestine to be heard. And like you said, like Maysa and Shadi said, there's so much censorship that as an ally, you have a place where you can present music without the threat to your life in that way. So for me, the cause of Palestine was very close to my heart from the beginning. And I'm in Jordan right now, and Palestine is so close, and yet I can't go and nobody can come out, And so it was a cause that was very important to me my whole life. And I had written music for Palestine. I had also declined a lot of collaborations that included normalizing collaborations with Israelis, including projects that involved artists that it would have been a dream to work with, but I had to decline because musically, that's one of the ways that you can stand in solidarity with Palestine, right? When October 7th, all the events everything that happened to Palestinians since then, us watching from the outside, horrified, there are things that you can't really express, right? Because you're seeing it, and there's a disbelief, even though we know it's happening. There's a disbelief that all of this can be happening without, with complete impunity and even support from the outside world. And so I was having trouble writing music because I didn't know how to express the grief that I was feeling, and that feeling of like being horrified that was happening to Palestinians in Gaza and Palestinians in general. So when I, for the first time, read Rafat al-Harir's poem, I didn't read it. I literally, as I was reading it, the melody was coming out like it was a song from the beginning. And I thought, oh, wow, because these are this is words that are making me put a melody to it, because I can't put my own words myself right now. And so it came out literally when I started reading the poem, from the first line till the last line, the song was done. I never changed it. And that's, and I just recorded it with my guitar and nothing else. And that was the song that, was based on that poem, If I Must Die, by Rafat, may he rest in peace. And I appreciate very much you sharing it in your documentary. I mean, that's literally what music is for, is to, music and artists have always been at the forefront of social consciousness and social change. So thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you very generously agreeing and offering it, and also inviting us to support his family, Rafat's family. Sadly, his daughter was also recently killed a few weeks ago, and his son, correct, he lost also his son. Let's play the song.
Yeah,
let's hear the song.
Yeah.
If I must die, if I must die, if I must die, you must live to tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings. Make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his dad who left in a blaze, and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself. Seize the kite, my kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment an angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, if I must die, let it bring home